Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Let me show you something here. So, what Jesus is saying is, if you are a believer and you identify a condition, a sickness, a disease, whatever is sick, okay? Whatever is sick, like I've given you a scripture before, right from the start, that God can heal the land. Okay. It means if God is coming to heal the land, it means the land can what? Can be what?
Can be sick.
Yes. The land can be sick. Trees can be sick. The soil can be sick. You wouldn't have put fertilizer into the ground unless you are trying to address a condition. It's a sickness. Fertilizer is medication against a condition in the soil. So before you can grow any crop, you have to take the soil for tests. You are checking the health condition of the soil. And whatever you are going to grow on that ground is going to be decided by the condition that the soil is suffering from. Are you following this? Yes. Okay. Now, let me show you something. Be seated. Let me show you something here. Let me show you something. If you look into the way that God created everything that He created, He gave us, all of us, different abilities. To do things, you will meet people with an ability to do things that you can ever think of doing. You can never think of doing such things, yet some people, they can do that reluctantly. When God formed us, when God created us, because we received a touch from God, His nature is contagious. His attributes are contagious. He touched you and you became a living soul. Having been touched by the hand of God. And I want you to understand what remains on whatever God touches. Understand what remains on whatever God touches. If God is to touch you today, what He stretches towards you sometimes is something that He might have touched. Anything that God touches becomes an extension of His hand. Anything, 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 anything. There is always something that stays on something that you touch. Forensics can attest to what I'm telling you now. You touch anything, your fingerprints are left there. And your fingerprints are your fingerprints. No one else has such fingerprints. It's you. They can locate you from the crime scene and find you because you left something of your own that describes you. It's a description of you that you leave on the handle of the door. Your identity. You drop a piece of hair, a nail, they have your DNA. You are no longer there. You are long gone. Yet there is something that can tell us of your identity. So you having been touched by God, there must be a fingerprint of God on you. There is God's DNA It can be, if you are good at forensics, we should be able to find God's DNA. And it's there in humankind. It's there. So what are the things that you can be able to do with his DNA? So if God touches you and you touch something and that something touches something, it becomes a ripple effect. The last thing that is going to be touched hundreds of years from today, it will be just as though it has been touched by God. Are you following this? God has made us distributors, not just of healing, but distributors of life. That's why he gave us life in abundance, surplus. Life in abundance. So that we find you struggling and gasping for life. We share. We share. We share. Now, there is this part that I want you people to be aware of. Your ability to do things beyond your physical limitations, beyond your physical location. So that you can observe what happens even away from you. Away from you. Things happening away from you because of you. And you know it's because of me that such a thing is happening. Yes. It's important for you to know what the power in you is doing and where. Lest one of these days you feel like I haven't done much for God. You have to know that's how Jesus knew that somebody had touched him. He takes stock. There is power missing here. When I went out and I came back, I feel like I prayed for somebody, yet I never testified. I never preached to anybody. But how come like there was a discharge of God's power? It means where you sat somewhere, you spoke to someone about something. It had nothing to do with God. But you have just healed someone. But how do you measure that? How do you measure that? Are you aware that when God brought matter into existence, matter, yes, the physical world, tangible, when he brought that into existence, matter emanated from the invisible, from non-matter. The Spirit brought out the tangible. Whatever has come out of the Spirit, there must be the Spirit. There must be the fingerprint of the Spirit on that matter. There must be the DNA of the Spirit on a physical matter. Follow this, because this is the part now. This is the core of the matter. You cannot emanate from a spiritual substance and not have some of the spiritual components attached to you. This is what makes trees spiritual.
Yes.
Spiritual enough to administer spirits to you in form of medication. And there is nothing wrong in you eating the roots of a tree. There's nothing wrong. Someone here feels so liberated. Oh, now I can go in. You have been eating roots. Potatoes are roots. Yam is a root. Cassava is a root. Sweet potatoes, carrots are roots. All right. But I want you to understand something. If you get a herb and the herb is put into your body and it helps you recover, that's not the work of a sangoma. That is the work of God. Right? Now hear me. Hear me. Do you know that eventually every other matter of that root is going to be discharged? It's going to come out. There must be something that stays in your body that helps you recover. And that something has the DNA of God. That's something that stays in your body. That's something. So healing possesses matter. You have to identify the right type of a root that is under possession by healing. So when you drink that particular root, you are saying, I've identified a possessed root. You are possessed. You carry healing components. So if I'm to drink you now, everything about you comes out except that healing power. It has to stay in my body. Now, but I want you to follow this. There is something very, very important here. Because of that spirituality that every creation has, we have then given it different names. Different names. If I'm to look at you now, in terms of your size in the spirit, you are bigger than your physical body. So if that is the case, it means you have protruded. You have gone way beyond your physical matter. You are bigger than you look. So if my spirituality extends beyond my flesh, it means there's a possibility that I can touch you spiritually without touching you physically. So that part of my spirituality that extends beyond my physical body, it becomes my radiation. That's how the river flows. Shall flow out of your belly rivers of living waters. It's an extension of a river that runs within your system. At some point, it leaks. And if it's a water of life, wherever that river goes, life happens. So now, I keep saying this is the part, because I'm trying to drive you to a place that you should never forget. So everything else that God created, radiates. The sun gives us light, and that light is solar radiation. We don't need to visit the sun to enjoy its radiation, to enjoy its heat. It's given enough light and enough energy to pay us a visit. It is out of its belly that you enjoy. We bask in the sun. You don't even need to sit where you can directly look at the sun. You can be in your house and enjoy the benefits. Why? Because it has enough power to penetrate certain matter. It's a level, hear me, it's a level in this. That's why we differ in the way we heal. Our penetration ability, how deep, how further your power can go into the human body. That is what determines the kinds of diseases that you can cure. Okay, all right. Promise me that you are going to follow everything that I'm going to be saying today. Are you following? Okay. Just stand on your feet just for a moment and then you sit. Just for a moment. Just for a moment. Oh. Oh, yes.
Father, may I add, it has been scientifically proven that all matter radiates infrared radiation. All matter.
And it's proven.
It's proven scientifically, living or non-living.
Maybe seated. Now, what I'm telling you, like I said, I came across this information years back because I was hungry. I needed to know. You know, one of the most very, very radioactive mineral, like uranium, even the way they mine it. When uranium gets so concentrated, even beyond 10%, 10% of uranium that you find within the ore, when it gets to 15%, don't get anywhere close. Yet it's a mere rock. It's a rock. And they mine it using automated machines. They are controlling machines from the surface. Why? Because the mineral is radioactive. Radioactive. And the effects are so devastating. When the nuclear plant in Ukraine in 1986 came down, that accident is one of the accidents recorded in the history of mankind. What were they treating in there? Uranium. Extracting energy from a creature created by God that you thought was dead. You thought it was a rock. You never thought there was life because it was a rock. Yet that rock, it has activities beyond its physical border. There is, if you are to walk towards a highly concentrated uranium, as you get close to the uranium, it starts laying its hands on you. It's touching you. I'm trying to help you understand how far you can extend. Because even us, we were made from dust, soil, mineral. We are mineral components put together. So, and if that radiation can cause cancer, do you know it was recorded that about 9,300 people were likely to get cancer from that explosion. 9,800 people were bound to have cancer simply because of the radiation from that explosion. And it was powerful enough to touch 3-4 generations. A radiation, an impartation of that kind of evil grace can be given to one person, one ancestor, and the entire generation. Children will be born according to the pattern of that radiation. And who laid hands on your ancestor? Uranium. One stone, he came into contact with a stone. You shall lay hands on the sick. So I'm coming to that part where you lay hands on the sick and something happens to them. Because if radiation can cause cancer, it is also proven that if it is channeled properly, regulated properly, it can also cure cancer. Radiation. When God is using me to heal the sick, yes, there is radiation. You must be aware of that. What is it for a man of God to visit you in the hospital? What is it that you wait for to come? What pays you a visit in the hospital? Do you understand his extent of radiation? You are stuck in a place where you feel abandoned by your men of God. Do you have an understanding of his extent of radiation? If you think I never visited you, how come you lived to tell the story? Okay. All right. Now I'm just starting to be arrogant now. So be seated, please. Be seated. Let me touch on something very critical here. Scientists are simply giving names to God's creation. You know, before they could tell that this is radiation, they could see there was a way of identifying it, but they didn't know what it was. And them calling it radiation is the term it's a scientific term that they chose to give to it, not knowing whether God calls it radiation. But before they named it, it was there. So that you understand, we are not talking about science here. We are just talking about science confirming what God has created. Okay, all right. So they are coming to say, now you see, these radiation, they come in different sizes. And they carry different power. Radiations. There are so many things that we eat that are radioactive. but the percentage is not significant. It's not dangerous. Yes. Even as humans, we are radioactive. Whatever you eat, whether it's beans, there is potassium in beans. Potatoes, yes. You eat banana, there's potassium. Potassium is like even a mineral that is radioactive. It's active. A banana sitting over there, it's emitting energy. It's not dangerous though. I'm just saying. It's not. I'm simply saying, eating a banana, you ate something else, not just a banana, potassium. And from that moment, you are also activated. Your radiation increases. Not after prayer, I'm saying a banana. A banana. I'm trying to find ways of simplifying some of these things so that I can bring you to that place of healing where you know exactly what you are doing when you are healing the sick. Are you following so far? Please, there's nothing complicated about what I'm saying. Just to follow, just follow. Force yourself to follow. Yeah, no, you just tell yourself, I'm understanding what he's saying. Yes. Yes. Now, what is amazing today is that, do you know the firefighters who came to rescue people at that scene of the accident, when they got admitted in the hospital, most of the people that survived, they went back home and they made the people at home sick. Because part of the radiation was on their clothes. They were not aware of what they were carrying. All this, I'm saying it to bring you to a place where you will understand why they would take handkerchiefs from the body of Paul. And allow sick people to get into contact with a piece of cloth that once touched the body of Paul. What is going to amaze you today is that when they discovered that even in the hospital, the firefighters, they had to surrender their clothes. And they had to keep those clothes in a basement from 1986 until today. If they test, there is still radiation. Today. On the clothes, today. How many years ago? This is going to help some of you people understand how mantles work. If a mere rock uranium can give such an impartation to the fabric, how about a man of God? Why were they burning books and artifacts in the book of Acts of the Apostles?
Wow.
They were burning sticks. Wow. If you had inherited the stick from your forefather, they were ready to burn it. Wow. They had an understanding of the remains of uranium.
Yes,
all right, okay, all right. Let me help you understand something. You see, when you sit down. When you have no proper understanding of your limitations, your extent, you may not consider yourself responsible for certain things that are happening far away from you, because you are not aware of how far reaching you are. I'll give you these examples. When you, if you're putting on a good perfume and you're known for that type of perfume, even when people's eyes are closed and you arrive, they may actually know that he's here. it means there is something on that person that goes ahead of him. If you don't have a well-learned friend, you know what he's going to say? He's going to say, your perfume smells good. Because he doesn't know how to compliment. A good person says, you smell good. That's a person who knows how to what? A friend who doesn't know how to compliment, he will separate you from what smells good. Yes. It's not you, it's your perfume. But a person who knows how to communicate, he makes you one with your smell. So if I could smell you 5 meters away, it means you are 5 meters wide. How big is a rat? This big. But if it dies, it will occupy a 200 square meter house. If you can smell it without seeing it, it means it has radiated beyond its physical limitation. So what you're calling smell is the influence of a rat. That whole area where you can smell the rat, it is its area of influence, that's its domain. It's no longer limited to a certain corner somewhere. No? You can smell it even in the kitchen. You can smell it in the bedroom. You go under the bed, you can smell it. It means the rat has gone that far now. It's under your bed. It's in your blankets. So to a certain degree, that rat has been able to magnify itself. It has become omnipresent in your house. So I'm showing you something that we call smell. It's a name that we gave to radiation. And they call it radiation. Maybe God has a different name for it. And I can briefly show you a place where they gave us a clue in the Bible where they were trying to describe a radiation.
Yes, Father.
The shadow of Peter. My brothers and sisters, that story had nothing to do with a shadow.
In so much that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on beds
Just so that.
and couches, that at the least
the
shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them.
Now sit down. Sit down. Sit down, please. If you look at that in physical terms, you would think maybe they were looking at the direction of the sun. And then they would know where to lay the sick. No, they are talking of his area of influence. And these people were very much learned in spiritual matters to a point where they could identify the extent of Peter's healing power. The extent. Let us get our people close into his radiation. Something is coming out of his body, and if we can stay close enough to his body, our sick people will recover. Are you telling me this is a kind of a ministry that should only be conducted during the day? if it's about a physical shadow. You people. So if I come to you in the night, you can't heal me, Peter? What kind of a ministry is that? The shadow is the healing power of God surrounding Peter, how far he would emit it. That's the issue. But how come one man of God can heal more than the other? Okay, if there's a person with a condition and we want to heal the person, I can start off by handing that person over to you and say, okay, you start. And you pray for the person and you say, nothing has happened, please prophet, take over. But according to the way that we measure the impact of spiritual activities, somebody can even tell you that, you have gone this deep into this problem. But the person is not yet at a level where he can jump from his wheelchair. Yet the word recovery has already started. They shall recover, 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 recover. I like it when scientists are able to identify spiritual things and confirm that God is indeed the creator. The creator. So people are recommended to wear certain protective clothing when they work in such environments. Why? Because certain items, certain materials, certain minerals can affect your well-being. You come out of that place sick simply because you were exposed to radiation. It's radiation poisoning. It can affect your cells. It can even affect your DNA. You were supposed to study the radiation, study the anointing, how it works. All this is not a science class, no. Because I'm giving you scriptures. How can an Ark of the Covenant kill 40,000 people without them touching it? The Ark of the Covenant in the land of the Philistines made people to have boils. It made people sick. Dagon fell without being touched physically. And the image of Dagon was matter. It was a physical object. And the ark, without moving an inch from its place, what is it that would come out of the ark to a point where, imagine the Philistines have come, the war is raging, right? And Israel is experiencing defeat, and all of a sudden they hear the ark has arrived. And the story changed, and there's jubilation in the camp, and the Philistines are saying, why are they so excited? And the news goes like, the ark has come. You people tell me, what sort of warfare strategy? What is it about a box in terms of warfare? Why would Israel be happy that the ark, and the Philistines knew that they were in trouble? There is no missile that is ever going to come out of the Ark of the Covenant. There is no bomb in the Ark. There is a rod of Aaron. There is manna. There are 10 commandments. And why would people have their victories guaranteed by the arrival of a box? It is the radiation. What comes out of that box? The box radiates victory. Israel knew that the box, once the box arrives, it does two things. It's either it gives us power to overcome our enemy, or it weakens our enemy, so that at our minimum level of power, we can defeat him.
And when the Ark of the Covenant came into the
Don't
camp...
worry. Leave it. Sit down, please. Sit down. Why is it Jesus came to Israel, he did not come to Zimbabwe? Yet here in Zimbabwe, we are so happy that he came to earth. We must be very sad that Jesus was selective. If he loved us, how come he did not come to us? Look at his impact. Even 2,000 years later, look at the effects of his radiation from Israel, from Palestine. Why are we not angry that he never came to us? You are angry that your pastor never came to the hospital. Jesus never came to Zimbabwe. We are aware of his shadow. Shadow. Some years back, I really enjoyed when I was studying this power, how it works, that there is the power of God that is in the supernatural mode, spiritual mode, and there's the power of God that is so invisible, yet it is in the physical. Invisible, yet it is a physical power. Invisible, yet physical. Invisible. Just like certain gems are invisible, yet they are physical. On a microscope, you can see them. Don't think that if you can't see it, it's non-existent. You can look at it with they call it naked eye, and you can't see it. It doesn't mean it's not there. But God gave you another eye. That eye is not this one. That other eye is in the brain. That's why you can, yes. When you bring out that eye, it's in form of a microscope. Think about it. Your eye is limited. You can see as far as, I don't know how many meters from here. That's how far you can see. And yet God gave you an ability to see further. But that ability was not put into your eye. It was put into your brain. Binoculars. You can find that eye in the brain. And you look through that eye. Your eye can see beyond. You can help yourself see further than God has allowed you to see. You can do something to your eye so that you can see further. Think about it. Think about it. People can look right into the space and gaze at the moon. Telescopes are there. It means that eye was not put right here. That ability to see was put in the brain. So the ability in your eye to see, there is another ability that can surpass that. That ability is not in the eye, it's in the brain. The money in your pocket is little as compared to the money in your brain. It was put somewhere, not in your pocket, in your brain here. It's here. So people say this guy has very bad energy. And there are such people. And such people are not aware of the goods that they carry. They are not. That's why they keep coming back, and you keep running away from them, and they keep coming back. They are not aware of the goods they carry. Negative energy. Negative energy. You know yourself growing up, coming to this church, you never used to complain about anything. But you met a friend. You met a friend. At least these people had learned people. Even after years, they could find that they still could see some level of radiation, even in Russia. And they were able to locate it back to that location, to that place where it happened. So they knew this is where it is coming from. Yet most of us cannot locate where some of these cases are coming from. They were able. We are having this problem here because of what happened in Ukraine. So when you start to rise in terms of ranks, in terms of your ability to affect changes within your space, there is something that you need to do to have your power enhanced. To have your power enhanced. Especially when it comes to some of my testimonies that I share. I've living people still alive today who can testify. Of course, there was a time when I really sought for this power, asking God for an ability to help people that are desperate. God, I want to arrive and help people have a better life. That has been my cry. And I read those scriptures that people of today, some of them are born yesterday, and today they come and they want to quote such verses to me. I had read over and over again, seek ye first the kingdom. And I went on to seek the kingdom. Guess what? I found it. And they still want me to seek it. They are still telling me, seek ye first, seek ye first. That scripture is no longer talking to me, it's talking to you. I sought for the kingdom and I found it. And I said to God, I want to be a problem to the devil. I want to be his greatest irritation wherever I go. I don't want to be praying every time. I don't want to be laying hands on people. No, my presence. You know that if you stay too long with a gift, there is no more recognizable demarcation between you and your gift. At a shallower level, as a prophet, you have to prophesy to people for them to know the future. It's a shallower level. when you stay for too long with that gift of the prophetic, it's no longer prophecy that needs to come out of you. People that will come within your space, what they receive that emanates from your body is illumination, understanding. And okay, all right. Oh my God. Oh my God. What I'm saying is, you come to a prophet for prophecy because there is something that you want to know. And he helps you know that without telling you anything. What comes out of his body, what you can glean from his presence, is enlightenment. You are enlightened simply because he is present. How did Jesus open up their understanding of scriptures? How did he do that? He did not pour oil on them. Jesus seems to know where the button is. He seems to know how to regulate the energy, so that ignorant people around him all of a sudden can start knowing. He made them to know.
Then opened he their understanding.
Opened he their understanding to understand.
That they might understand
the scriptures.
scriptures.
Sit down. It's a level in the spirit where if you are going to have such a man of God who can minister to you at that level, you are going to miss out on a lot of distributions that are taking place every minute, every second. And you wonder, how come these days he's no longer laying hands on people? I have to keep coming back to that inferior dimension because of new people that are coming in. And some that have been here for years and they are not growing. And they hunger for that level of operation. So we do that only to satisfy those that are yet to understand the extent of our spirituality. The extent. If you look at the extent at which we have been able to influence, it would be difficult for you to not find our culture in other ministries, our conduct, so that you don't limit UFIC to this one body. You must, there are things that people never used to do in their churches. Do you know I'd never heard people screaming, "I receive"? Something as simple as that. Go and look into old tapes from as far as the history of the church is concerned. So that you hear me, child. I'm just giving you just one little example. But I'm talking about the extent of the radiation. The extent. One entity can influence the rest of the entities around. And people are doing things according, even if they go to church, hoping they will hear about Jesus, they will hear about us. Okay, you don't understand what radiation does. Sit down. You can see that the preacher is under a very serious torment. He's pressurized to include me in his delivery. I have to be some way. That is the power of radiation. Radiation. Are we asking them to talk about us? No, we are simply radiating. We do our thing. can you imagine that from the beginning, from the minute that I started preaching, someone is listening, just waiting for one phrase. From the beginning until now. To them, it's a discovery. It's an adventure. It gives them joy finding a fault in a human being. Yet faults are a common thing. Sit down, please. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Are you following this? It took me time to realize that the power is at work. The power is at work. I would have some dramatic activities happening around me, and to a certain extent I was even afraid. I was afraid. 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 You know, my father, my biological father, is a very, very strict man, very strict. He would not give you access to something of value without properly assessing your level of carefulness. If you're not careful, he would not give you something as simple as a tractor, driving a tractor. He would not allow you to drive his tractor if you don't know what you're doing. From the day that you start driving, he will start to monitor the health of the tractor. You look after his goats, he will monitor the health of his goats. And he will blame everything on the shepherd. Oh my God. The only time that my father allowed me to hand over the tractor to someone, and that someone is part of our ministry, is here. I don't want to show you the person. That's the only time my father said, I have no choice. Because I'm the one who used to go cross the river and go to villages and carry people from villages to come into our farm, into our field, to work from morning till evening, and then I have to take them back. Now, it started happening slowly but surely, and it became something that was very, very, the power became so hazardous. It became so dangerous. At one point they had to stop me from driving, and I looked back, I realized that the trailer was now empty. People would manifest, I'm not praying, I'm driving. I'm not praying. It's empty. People are manifesting, jumping out of the trailer. Some are rolling. It had no barricades around it. It became dangerous. I had to stop the tractor, and we had to go back, trying to attend to people. No one was hurt, but that was uncomfortable. It's a power that I was not yet in control of. I didn't know what to do with the power. That's the only time my father said, now let's have someone else drive. You stick to plowing, because nothing is going to fall there. I was only carrying goods, not humans. It's happening, not like you are praying and people think they connect to what you're saying. No prayer. But there is a connection from the tractor into the trailer. Everyone who is in touch with what is in touch with me is in touch with my grace. And it's happening like that. Are people listening to what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of a preacher who brings you stories, false testimonies. No, the people are still alive. We showed you some of the people, Anamai Masama. They are here, part of this church. You go to that village in Disibono Vunzagut. Mugodi, the well that the prophet is talking about, where is it? We read it in the Bible that a prophet came and he healed the bitter waters. It's in your Bible, yet it's in our village. Some of you, had it not been for the Bible, you were never going to know that prophet can do such performances. Yet to some of us, all we needed was a village, not the Bible. Village. Village. Would go out there to fetch for water. And we couldn't find. The only borehole that was available, there was a very long queue every day. I said, okay, but I hear there's a well over there, and everyone knows the water there is bitter. They were only using that water to water the garden. And you would see salt on the leaves of the vegetables. You wouldn't even dare test it. That's where I went. I took my water from there. The next day when I was carrying people from the village, I passed by, and then and she said, what are you using that water for? I said, drinking. I said, no, you can't drink this water. I said, we are drinking it. I said, go test it. They tested the water. The next day we came, we had to join the queue. People could not believe it. I'm talking of a well that you can visit today. Before Bible college. Sit down, please. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Some of us, we are not that good when it comes to carrying arguments and carrying doctrines, because we are busy carrying God. Someone can seek to disagree with what I'm saying, but at least people should listen to someone who can practice what he's talking about. It's not about words. He's coming lying to his people that the power of God works like uranium. And at least the man with the power has the right to explain what he feels. I have a right. You explain what you feel, and we are all aware that you feel nothing because nothing happens around you. I'm simply trying to describe, because I had to study. I wanted, Jesus, how did you know that power went out of you? What was your feeling like? Those days, you would think the power was too much. No, it was simply unregulated. It's much better now. That's what I suffer from. Not lack of power, control of it. Control. If I'd allowed that power to keep coming out, I was never going to be a good teacher of the word. you would not have a chance, my sister, to listen to whatever I'm saying. It was too much in those days. And it would disturb a lot of things. We would have to pray for people to recover from spiritual experiences, even physical experiences. You think it has gone somewhere? Okay. That's what you think. I'm closing by showing you this. Because this is not about me, it's about you, knowing the power that you carry. You know, if this power comes in different forms, in science they gave different names to these different levels of power. Alpha, beta, gamma. This is science. They are giving scientific names to something that God created. These are different levels of radiation. Huh? A radiation, it's an, I don't want to get into that part, but let me just show you something here. They tell you that if a radiation is alpha, it goes to a certain extent and little things can stop it. You can put it in an envelope and it cannot escape the thickness of a paper. Beta, there is alpha, there is beta. Beta goes beyond paper. You can't use paper. Maybe only aluminium can stop it. Gamma goes beyond aluminium, only lead can stop it. So in terms of your body, alpha can affect your skin. The radiation from those elements can affect your skin. Beta can affect your tissues. Gamma gets right into the bone. These are different levels of radiation. I'm talking of different levels of healing power. How deep you can heal people. Okay? And you grow from these levels, from one level to another. When the Bible talks about from grace to grace, from faith to faith, okay? Grace to grace, faith to faith. From faith to faith doesn't mean that you are moving from one faith to another level of faith. Faith to faith, you are moving from having faith into becoming faith. The healing power of God in you comes in different intensities. I somehow I know that that person has been made whole without touching him. And I tell people he's okay now. He's still lying on the bed and I'm telling people he's okay now. You have a way of regulating that power, knowing how it works. This is not just for pastors. Some of you, you know it's too deep, so you feel like, I think it sounds like it's a pastor's seminar. It's a believer's seminar. This is science. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sit down, I'm trying to close now. I'm trying to close now. Please, my brothers, please, my sisters, let's look beyond. Let's not be beggars. Let's not limit ourselves to only seeking to receive. We are distributors of God's grace. After you recover from a condition, if I'm to tell you some mysterious things that have been happening to me, I was just telling you about a neck problem that I used to have. Those days when that problem started, I noticed, because I'm very observant, I would not see a person with a collar neck and not deliver such a person. Reluctantly. You're not following. I noticed that if I'm to identify a person with an affliction that I'm having, I would not hesitate. Bone problem, I would not look twice. How is that possible? That's the problem that I'm having. To you, you would say, I would rather stay away from this area because I'm suffering from that. What you don't realize is that what you're suffering from, you are already building immunity against it. And that immunity, if you are really poor today, you are broke today, you are most likely going to be healing people from poverty. The immunity, the build-up of your immunity in your body becomes the gift of healing to other people. It is that immunity that you will share. You don't stop blessing people because you're not experiencing a blessing in your life. Don't stop blessing people. Don't stop encouraging people simply because you're discouraged. If you are discouraged, it means there is an immunity in your body against discouragement. Are you following this? That's why a person, a divorcee, can help you stay married. And you wonder, that person has built immunity against it. What do? They take poison from a snake, inject it into a horse, and the horse gets sick from the poison, and it starts building immunity against the poison. It is that immunity that they then harvest as medication. If you get bitten by a viper, what they will put into your body is a borrowed immunity from a horse. They take it from a horse whilst the horse is suffering. So the problems that you are currently going through is simply a preparation. It's a nurturing of a gift within you. You will find yourself that you will soon realize that you are going to specialize in delivering people from areas that you are suffering from. You deliver people from those areas. Please sit down. As Zimbabwean, wherever you go as a Zimbabwean, when it's your turn to speak, everyone else should shut up. We have been through different economies. Yet we are here today. And once it becomes our turn, when it's our turn to speak, everyone else from wherever, they have to keep quiet. Because we have developed a certain unique immunity. We are stronger. We are better. We don't live in communities where you have a hospital a kilometer away from. There are places like that. Everywhere you go, a kilometer from your house, there is a clinic. A kilometer from your house, there is a kilometer. What keeps you alive here? What keeps you going? God realized that you don't have that clinic outside. It had to be inside of you. It's inside of you. How about prophet? How do I know I have that gift to heal the sick? You are the first sick person that you healed. You are keeping yourself well today. Sit down, please. Sit down. That is why I preached during the youth conference. The more they afflicted the children of Israel, the more they multiplied. The devil is making a very big mistake. Very
But
big mistake.
the more they
it's
afflicted
it's
them.
all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Exodus
Just make
1:12.
sure when I'm ministering like this, you don't keep those scriptures on the screen for too long. Those that are watching us live, okay? You quickly go back to me. Quickly come back to me. We read the scripture, we come back to me. Yes, yes. Don't keep it there for too long. But sometimes while I'm already explaining, some people are still reading. I was too young, little understanding. A certain girl got attacked, and in those days they would call those things zishiri. Yes.
That they've been attacked by ghosts or birds.
And she's unconscious, and she wasn't eating. They were actually forcing her to eat and to drink, and she was very violent. I'm sure she went over 3 weeks or so. And the manifestation was very, very intense. And the third, in fact, I pray for quite a lot of people. In those areas, people were getting beaten. I don't know why those Zidoma in that area were so active. I'm not saying what they are or whether I believe in those things. I'm just saying Zidoma.
And they're saying that they were beating people up in those days.
After 3 weeks, the news got to us. I heard the family was inviting me to go there and pray for this girl. And I also realized that before they extended the invitation to us, they had given a chance to many spiritual leaders of different churches. And I remember those days, one even came from as far as Centenary to come to our village to pray for that girl. Nothing happened. So on our way there, I was with my Sekuru. He's there, he's pastoring in Mzalabani, Segrumson, you know. I went with him there. So on our way, I was interviewing these people, so what have you done so far? They were giving me a list of big Madara.
Of big elders.
People that were considered to be very, very spiritual in that area. And imagine some were coming from abroad. They were even importing power. When we got there, because she has not been eating for a very long time, they are forcing water into her, but nothing is happening. She's not coming back. Before we got into the house, she started screaming, and she was asking people, who is outside? Go and find out who is outside, who is coming in here. Now, the people in the house were not even aware that some visitors had arrived. Radiation. When we got in, my Sakuru was carrying his Bible, and these people thought we were going to have a service. They got used to the style, 3-week style that they were having. Went in there. She wasn't good looking. She was messing on herself. Then I went right next to her, and I said, she's okay. I wasn't a very good English speaker, but that's the English. That one. So I said, she's okay now. Then we went out. As I was walking out, I saw let's go, Sekuru.
So that my uncle was still waiting there, holding on to his Bible and said, let's go.
In that moment, for the first time, she's opening her eyes and she's asking, where am I? What's happening? I'm telling you the honest truth. I did not pray for her. I simply said, she's okay now. Three weeks. And I kept on doing that to several other victims. People in that case, some were for 2 weeks, some 1 week, some even a month under demonic possession. I kept on repeating the same statement because I knew that the power was present. Why did I not pray for her? Who said I didn't pray for her? I prayed for her away from her. That day when I prayed and I fasted, it was for this day. So it doesn't have to be too long now. When Jesus said, this can only go by prayer and fasting. He did not start to fast at that moment. He had already what? Fasted against this. Are you following me? Yes. I was ready for this when I was praying. So what is left now for me to say is simply, you're okay. Why? Because we have already dealt with this. Huh? Yes. You're okay now. And she's back. From that day, no attack, nothing. It never happened. In that village, from that day, in that village,
no one else was ever attacked by a goblin.
That's the problem with most people when they get used to a certain inferior style. They get addicted to that style. So if we try to exercise gamma, the alpha people and the beta people will have a problem with that. Go far. Go beyond. It's a dimension. Yeah. There is a dimension of God that is so strange to some of the people. So strange. My daughter asked me, firstborn, she asked me a question. She said, but how did Jacob know? Because you have a conflict, you fight with God, and there was a dislocation. And from an experience with God, he could no longer walk properly. And she wanted to understand, what kind of discernment do you require for you to know this was not the devil? Because it's usually the devil who puts people in that condition. He makes people sick. Are you telling me there are experiences with God that can leave you walking differently? He was not healed from that experience. He got sick coming out of an experience with God. So she wants to understand, how do I know the difference? Lest I pray against what God is doing. Can the anointing of God make one sick? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I told you, Jeremiah said it was like fire in my bones. It's a condition. It was a born condition. He was sick because of messages that kept coming from God, and he kept trying to contain them. He became sick. Paul says it's because of too many revelations that I have a thorn in my flesh. If you have problems in life, it doesn't mean that God is not going to use you. It means you are likely to be used by God. I wish I had time, I would get into the language of healing, because it's important. I really wanted to touch on that one. The language. There is a way you speak, and diseases know. Yeah? Sit down. Okay, give me 5 minutes, okay? Just 5. Please, 5. 5. Just 5. What's the time? Just, please, 5. I will try. Please help me. 5. 5. 5. 5. Some of you people must be very, very patient with me. Please, bear with me, please. If you were me, you wouldn't
have struggled to try to stop. You should actually be grateful that I tried to wrap things up. If you knew what I know, we wouldn't finish today. Now clap for me because I actually make the effort.
And what is strange is you're not going to find out that you have nothing else to do after service. You already know. You have nothing else to do after now. Yet you want to go. Do you know there are certain utterances that are very, very stubborn, that needs to be uttered in the presence of sicknesses? There is a language that irritates certain health conditions. You recover according to that vocabulary. It's always what is said before the miracle, before the healing. She said, if only I can touch. She said, there was a talk a healing talk, a recovery talk that preceded the healing that she then got. Now, do you know that if I'm in a critical condition, let's say I'm the one sick and you are coming to heal me. Now, I don't know about you, but me, this is just me. Please don't accuse me for being me. I would rather have someone who comes to me and he says to me, you know what? I've looked at your condition and I can correct it. Oh, you can? Yes. What are you going to do? And he says, I can heal you. Do you know such a person will get my attention more than someone who comes to tell me that God can heal me? Why? Because he's telling me what I know already. I know God can heal me, but what I don't know is, can he use you to heal me? I wish I had time. It's just that I said 5 minutes. But yeah. Preachers were busy telling people what God can do, and they know. What I'm not sure of is, are you his agent? Can he heal me through you? And when you speak like that boldly and you say to the man, such as I have, not such as God has, such as I have. Now, it sounds arrogant, right? Now, some of you people, what you don't realize is that when you try to act humble, you are forgetting also that there is the presence of a condition, the presence of a disease that you want to deal with. Whatever you are saying in trying to dramatize humility, you are also being held by the condition. The sickness will not respond to that humility. Conditions will only respond when you stand your ground and you declare that I'm anointed and the Spirit of the Lord is upon me. Okay? I have to be very careful now when it comes to that part of language, because some of you are going to try and start from the language part. No, you start from having, such as I have. Yeah, don't leave this place and you start telling people I can heal you. No, that's not where you start from. You start from attaining and developing the power. And once you know it's there, you have practiced it. You are so sure that the power is what? Is present. Then what follows is the language that accompanies the power. And when you speak, now, when you speak, please, some of you don't realize, there are moments when I take my microphone away and talking to certain people, and then after that I minister. If you were to hear what I tell people, my God, oh, you wouldn't like it. It will be all over social media. It's not for public consumption, but it's for the victim. So when I talk to that person and I use a certain language, and the way that I speak, I'm not just talking to them, I'm speaking to it. I speak in a way that announces to the disease that trouble has come. If the disease thought that God is coming, why do I speak like that? Before I start administering healing to the person, that language, you know how it works, that language, let me put, I don't know how I can explain this part. There are certain critical conditions that are not critical. Okay? There are certain diseases that are severe, deadly, and yet they are the weakest. So when you approach a person, two people that are sick, one has a mild condition, the other has a critical condition. Usually you relate accordingly. And those conditions can deceive you in the way you present your power. They can deceive you. Because you can have a critical condition which is weaker in its ability to kill. But what has given it power is its narrative. There is propaganda. There is what has been said about it by people. And that condition derives its power from a wrong belief that people have about it. So you start by speech. That's why before David could kill Goliath, there was need for a speech to be given. Explain to Goliath his future in eternity. I will not just kill you, I will make sure I feed the birds of the air. Now, that language now is helping me to bring the disease to its normal size, because it's inflated. Someone has told you that your condition is too critical. So even if I'm trying to help you, you think you carry something that is so critical. So I have to speak in a way that undermines not just the power of the disease. No. The condition is riding on wrong information. You were told that you cannot recover from that condition. You were told. It's a language. You were told that you cannot recover from that condition. There's no medication for this. So whoever told you there's no medication for this, it meant that I'm not even there for this, including me. I'm not there for this. So I have to declare my presence and announce my arrival. I'm the medication for this. So as of whether you are listening to me, I don't even care. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to your condition. That's what they do. If they are going to be transporting an elephant, or even they want to carry a lion in a pickup truck, they have to tranquilize it. They shoot it with a dart, and there is so it collapses, and then they carry it into the back of the truck. And you see those rangers, they are sitting right next to a lion. They have in Coca-Cola next to a lion. Yeah. So your communication is very important. I don't want to deal with your condition at its level. That level, that magnitude, most of the time, it's artificial. It's people who said you cannot recover. It's people. Are you following me? Yes. So I undermine your condition. Sometimes I come and I tell you, you are not poor, yet you are poor. You are not sick, yet you are sick. You come, you want to spend 2 hours talking to me, and I say, no, this requires 30 seconds. I've brought that condition to its normal size. Yeah? If you think it's big, It's so massive, it's so terrible, it's so critical. And you want me to join you in that wrong belief? We have to undermine it. There is nothing that got into your body that cannot be taken out. Yeah? Yes. Imagine if universities and colleges can take out ignorance. It comes out flying through your skull. As hard as your head is, ignorance comes out. A college, a lecturer, a professor. How about a man of God? How about church? The healing power that you carry from this place, it's working in your body first and foremost. Everyone and everything that you get into contact with, as you go, without you looking back, without you touching anything, anybody, you are emitting the grace of God. You work like an irrigation system. As you go, you are discharging a divine energy. Even when people are dying around you, simply because you have arrived, life will start to take place. Are you following this? Are you hearing what I'm teaching you now? What makes people keep coming? From home, already they know I'm not going to be able to sit in the church, in the auditorium. Yet they still come. Why are they still coming? You know you're going to be, please take a tape measure. Measure from where I am to the last person in the overflow. It's too far from here. Yet people still come. Why? They know the extent of the radiation. Problems are disappearing. Sicknesses are going. I'm laying hands on people in every moment. Every time, every hour, I'm always touching somebody, some way, somehow. But how come I'm not recovering? How come you are not dying? This message that I've delivered to you today is not just a message. It's an impartation. If a Hiroshima bomb would make people years later to give birth to babies that have deformities, I guarantee you today, simply because of this message, you give birth to children according to this message. Generations after you will not suffer the same afflictions. They will know everywhere you go that this one was once exposed to a very strange doctrine. This one was once exposed. There is exposure already happening in this building. So without laying my hands on you, allow me to make this announcement that from this moment on, you are now okay. The altar is open. Come to the altar. Put your seed on the altar. Even if you can't walk, come to the altar. Whether you are sick or you think you are okay, please come to the altar. Overflow, make use of the altar. Give the best that you can give to God today. Please, give the what? The best that you can give to God today. Give the what? The what? The what? The what? All right, tell your neighbor for me, with hands that prophet, give your best today. All right, chiti zvauri waudzokorodze zvawakapa last Sunday. All right. What was my last statement over there? You are what? You are what? I can't hear you. You are what? My God. Put your hands together for the Lord.
Koso babire, kosi babire, komasola rabire. Koso babire, kosi babire, komasola. Koso babire, kosi babire, koma solo rabire. Koso babire, kosi babire, koma solo rabire.